See more 1327 species in genus Anthurium at monsteraholic.com. How to care for Anthurium magnificum. Here's a guide on how to care for your Anthurium magnificum, a stunning tropical plant known for its velvety, deep green, heart-shaped leaves. Light. Bright, indirect sunlight is ideal. This provides enough light for healthy growth and encourages flowering, while preventing scorching of the leaves from direct sun. Lower light can be tolerated, but the plant may grow slower and produce fewer flowers. Watering. Water moderately, allowing the top inch of soil to dry out slightly between waterings. Overwatering is a major threat to Anthurium magnificum. Here's how to check moisture. Stick your finger into the top inch of soil. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Water thoroughly until water runs out the drainage holes. Discard any drainage water to prevent the plant from sitting in waterlogged soil. Soil and drainage. Well-draining, airy soil is essential. A good quality potting mix formulated for orchids or aroids works well. You can also create your own mix using potting soil, perlite or orchid bark for aeration and drainage, a small amount of cocoa coir for moisture retention. Ensure your pot has drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. Humidity. Moderate to high humidity, around 60 to 80%, is ideal. Anthurium magnificum thrives in a humid environment that mimics its natural rainforest habitat. Dry air can cause brown, crispy leaf edges. You can increase humidity by misting the plant regularly with lukewarm water, avoiding the center of new growth. Using a pebble tray filled with water, place the pot on top of the pebbles, sitting above the water level. Grouping your Anthurium magnificum with other humidity-loving plants. Using a humidifier. Fertilizing. Fertilize sparingly during the growing season, spring and summer, only. Apply a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted to half strength once a month, or use a slow-release fertilizer formulated for houseplants according to package instructions. Avoid over-fertilizing, as it can damage the roots. Temperature. Warm temperatures between 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 27 degrees Celsius, are ideal. Protect your Anthurium magnificum from cold drafts and sudden temperature fluctuations. Additional tips. Wipe the leaves occasionally with a damp cloth to remove dust and improve light absorption. Avoid harsh chemicals or cleaning products. Anthurium magnificum is not a fast-growing plant. Be patient and avoid overwatering in anticipation of faster growth. You can provide a support pole, moss pole or stake, for the aerial roots to climb. This is optional but can enhance the visual appeal of the plant. Clean the leaves regularly to remove dust and debris that can obstruct airflow and light penetration. Watch out for common houseplant pests like mealybugs and spider mites. Neem oil solution or insecticidal soap can be used for control if needed. How to propagate Anthurium magnificum? Propagating Anthurium magnificum can be done through division or stem cuttings. I typically choose a healthy, mature plant and carefully divide it into smaller sections, ensuring each division has a good portion of roots attached. Alternatively, I take stem cuttings from the parent plant, making sure each cutting has at least one node. Then, I place the cuttings in a container filled with moistened potting mix and provide them with warmth, humidity, and indirect sunlight until roots develop. Is Anthurium magnificum rare? Anthurium magnificum is considered rare in cultivation, prized for its large, velvety leaves with prominent veins and its unique inflorescence. Due to its limited availability and high demand among plant enthusiasts, it can be challenging to find for purchase. However, with patience and persistence, it's possible to acquire this stunning plant from specialty nurseries, online retailers, or through plant swaps and auctions within the plant community. Anthurium magnificum versus Regale. Anthurium regale and magnificum share large heart-shaped leaves. However, Regale is characterized by its more extensive veining pattern, setting it apart from magnificum. Furthermore, Regale boasts a notably larger and rounder sinus in comparison. Anthurium magnificum versus Crystallinum. Anthurium crystallinum, on the other hand, is all about texture. Its leaves are smaller and more rounded than the magnificum, with a mesmerizing, almost iridescent sheen. It feels cool and smooth to the touch, kind of like a high-quality satin sheet. This one's a trooper. It tolerates lower humidity than the Magnificum and doesn't seem to mind the occasional mist watering. Don't get me wrong, it thrives with proper care, but it's a bit more forgiving. The flowers are smaller and white, more delicate looking than the Magnificum's vibrant blooms. They both have their charm, but for me, the Magnificum's dramatic size and velvety texture win out. But if you're a new plant parent, the Crystallinum might be a more forgiving choice. Anthurium Magnificum versus Clarinervium. My Magnificum and Clarinervium are like cousins, with some key differences. The Magnificum, as I mentioned before, is a leaf lover's dream. Its enormous, velvety leaves are the real stars of the show. Anthurium Clarinervium, on the other hand, is more petite. Its leaves are a deep, glossy green, almost black in some light, and have these incredibly defined, almost glowing veins that run through them. It's a subtler beauty, but no less captivating. Here's the thing, the Magnificum's size can be a bit overwhelming for smaller spaces. It needs a fair bit of room to spread its majestic leaves. The Clarinervium, with its more compact form, fits better on a shelf or plant stand. They both have similar care needs, but the Magnificum seems to be a bit more of a humidity diva. In conclusion, my journey with the Anthurium Magnificum leaves has been a profound exploration of nature's marvels. Their striking beauty, with a blend of colors, textures, and form, has left an indelible mark on my heart. These leaves serve as a reminder of the extraordinary wonders that exist in the natural world and the importance of cherishing and preserving them.